Last question I have for you guys is somebody was mentioning even before before they knew we were even chatting to have it to get together on an interview, they were saying that you guys do some sort of Spotify playlist. And because the reason it came up is because some random guy reached out to me on Instagram and he's like, "Hey, bro, like it was the jankiest message it could be, but it was an interesting concept." He's like, "You want to pay to be on my Spotify playlist?" And I'm like, "Oh, that's kind of like it seems just very interesting, like a weird kind of concept." Like, well, but then of course, I'm being in the industry for so long. I've been so become so skeptical of stuff like that. You know what I mean? Like it's everything's a scam, and everybody over promises and under delivers, right? So I've just been super skeptical, and I've learned to like have very, very, very low expectations with stuff like that. So I'm just like, well, whatever. Let me like kind of just reach out, like let me just respond, see what the guy, because you never know. So whatever. So but then he started to become more and more legit in the sense of like he actually knew some of my song names, and I'm like, oh, okay, this is interesting. I didn't end up saying anything with this guy, but he essentially was just like, I don't know. It just seemed like an interesting concept. And they said that you have something similar, and just to ask you about it, just to like learn from it. So I'm curious, what is your Spotify playlist that you do, and I might be doing something similar kind of thing.
Absolutely, I'll dive into that for you. I'll give you some free game too as a creator.
Sure, yeah, I appreciate that.
So our journey is titled the K-Pop-a-thon. So whether it be K-hip hop or K-pop, we have every video that we've reacted to, we put it on a Spotify playlist. So it's like our K-Pop-a-thon playlist. So all of our reactions, all the songs go on there. From there, we have sub playlists of Fredo's favorites, LC's favorites, K-Pop-a-thon chill vibes, K-Pop-a-thon workout playlist. And we just encourage people to follow those playlists. So once those playlists hit a certain amount of followers, you can become a curator for both Spotify and Apple Music. You as a curator are the ones that, you're essentially hired from Spotify and Apple Music. So they're going to be like, all right, Jacob, you're a curator now. We need you to go through all these songs and make your own playlist for us. And then that's where, if you ever get on Spotify or Apple Music and it's like your Discover Weekly playlist, those are curators making those playlists. Sure. So that's a way that you can, use your audience to help you share the music that both of you enjoy with the world, and help you as an artist, because you can become a curator and you already know music, you make music, you love music, you can become a curator.
What's the benefit of becoming a curator?
I mean, you get paid.
Do you? Okay, I wasn't even sure. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. And I think if you develop a relationship with a company like Spotify as an artist, it adds more
value
to your tool bag.
For sure.
Yeah, it adds more value to you, especially if you can give somebody a playlist like, okay, I got the Coldplay, Mute Math, and then a couple of my own songs in this playlist, but it's a published playlist, so people can follow it. So the guy who reached out to you, he could have been a curator.
He probably was,
or he could have just been like, I got a few thousand people on my playlist and they follow it. I can get you a few streams.
Well, kind of what I noticed, so I checked out his playlist, and what I realized he was doing is he was he had these huge names on the playlist, and then he'd have some smaller names. So it'd be like Justin Bieber, Quavo, and then like some random artist. You know what I mean? So I don't know. So I'll end up seeing but do you know what that number is to become a curator?
You have to apply. It's just like an affiliate program. But I did some research on like Redfin or something, and I found a forum with other curators and sent people a couple messages, and they were like, sometimes they'll let you in with if you have 1,000 people following the playlist.
Really, that's not even that many, which is pretty wild.
It's not that many, but you'd be surprised that
of course,
we have 45,000 subscribers, and we're like, hey, help us out and follow the playlist, and it's only like at 500 something.
Yeah, it's the same thing with Instagram. Whatever, the 67,000 subs, and I have 2,000 Instagram followers. Like it makes no sense at all. So I understand how it might be slow growth, but that is pretty wild.
Definitely research that though. Yeah, definitely research that. I could see you, doing that and being very successful, and that can turn into another revenue stream. But even outside of the money, as a music lover yourself,
sure,
You know, that would just be dope to just
Sure.
be like, you know, I work with or for Spotify and Apple Music, and like you can
And
make
like you
playlists.
said,
And then people
having
will
that
approach you.
that relationships are everything, man. Absolutely.
Yes.
Just to have that relationship with
Yeah.
them would be wild. You're right. It's super
Yeah, yeah.
fascinating, man. I learned, I was a while ago, before any of YouTube stuff, any of this, I was reaching out to companies, like any company under the sun. I like literally just every company I could find of, or artists or like influencers. I'll be like, hey, can I make a playlist for your restaurant, kind of thing? You know what I mean? And like, you guys need a
Nice.
Spotify playlist. Or, you know, rather than just playing the radio, like play this playlist. And I was trying to slip Jacob Restituto songs into these playlists and stuff.
Oh
And
yeah,
so
you got to.
exactly. So, but it's a similar concept. I was curating for these restaurants and stuff, but it's
Right.
wild, man.
So imagine once you actually have the title and you can go into this coffee shop and, you know, hey, you know, I'm Jacob, you know, I'm actually a curator for Spotify. Have you ever thought about, you know, having specific playlists
Yeah.
come in here and da-da? Oh, bro, what? Yeah.